Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. While KKR take on LSG tonight at the Eden Gardens, I'd like to start off on a somber note. Sidi Gopinath, one of the members of the team of the first Indian Test win, has unfortunately passed away. Condolences to friends and family, and may his soul rest in peace. Debashish, can you tell me about any memories that you have uh, of CD Gopinath? I think we also have an interview that was done by Shubhayan a long time back, but perhaps one of
Yeah,
his last interviews.
yeah, absolutely. It was during the 2023 Cricket World Cup when Shubhayan visited his place, uh, and that was perhaps the last time we got to interact with him. So, yes, he was the lone survivor of India's first Test win. So, bit of a somber note, but and in that interview he spoke about Virat and others. So. Uh, uh, yes, Gargi.
All right. Snehashish and Mohor have also joined us from outside of the Eden Gardens. Tell me about the turnout, Snehashish and Mohor, because from what I was looking at in the office group, there's not many people who have turned out for this match.
Yes, absolutely. When I came for the first home game here, at Eden Gardens for when KKR faced SRH, I think that number was huge. It was very, the way police were, doing that day the job. They were having a tough day because managing the crowd. But today, I think it is very, very low attendance so far. Didn't face any hectic something while coming to the stadium so far, and it is very, as Devashish, I think also showing that it is very empty road as of now. I think the team are not doing that much well. I think that is one of the main reason behind that, and obviously the weather also played a crucial part. I think for the last 3-4 days, every day, every evening, rain is happening, thunderstorms are there. Even today also, from the morning it is happening. Right now there is no such rain, and hopefully will not be. But right now, seeing the crowd, it is going to be a very low attendance crowd, I think, today also.
Devashish, do you think it's because of how the team is performing? Do you think now this is last season was not that great, obviously for KKR. This season they started off on the wrong foot completely. Last match as well, it was completely rain affected. First, tell me about the weather update over there and why you think the crowd is not showing up for KKR matches.
Yeah, first the weather update, Gargi. It has stopped raining since afternoon. Yes, it was morning. In the morning, it was raining very, very heavily. But since afternoon, it has not rained. In fact, the sun was out. Sun was out. That was the good news. There was a bit of a forecast of showers around 7 p.m. But since from 8 p.m. onwards, it's going to be absolutely clear. So we would be having a washout, as was the case in the previous game. Definitely, there won't be an abundant match. So I think KKR will have to play out of their skins to get a win. Else, last time they were lucky enough to get 1 point. I think if they do not play well, they might as well lose, as was the case in that game against Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Snehashish, any thoughts why you think Snehashish and Moore both please let me know what you think is the reason why the fans are not showing up because KKR is one of the strongest franchise with one of the strongest and the most loyal fan bases, but this time around it just doesn't seem that great.
Yeah, Gargiri, I think the loyalty is still there because you still see fans supporting them on social media and elsewhere. But not showing up is definitely stemming from the fact that the performances have been quite disappointing, not up to the mark. I mean, they are three-time champions, so they are not really performing that like that. Plus, of course, the weather. There was quite heavy rain in the morning as well. There's still a lot of water logging right, like in front of us. So that could be the reason. Also, I mean, obviously, last night, last game was a complete washout. So maybe keeping these things in mind, people have not showed up for the game. When I walked in, I was expecting a crowd tonight. Yeah, sure, there are some people who are still very they're hyper, they're excited, they're shouting slogans, but the turnout is not as much as you would expect it to be. The first day was, I mean, phenomenal in terms of the crowd showing up, but over the last 2 days and especially today, it's not been very up to the mark.
Snehashish?
Yes, absolutely. I think nothing more to add. As I mentioned, that the form is very crucial when it comes to in terms of attracting the crowd. Obviously, the fans are there always to support the team no matter what. But you have to, as a team, you have to perform. If you are not performing well, even you are losing your home matches that badly, because I think most of the KKR fans must have thought that they should have defeated SRH, considering the form SRH showed in their first game. But unfortunately, because and that was a home game. But the way all the players have performed, see, and that the star players, considering the names like Varun Chakravarti, Sunil Narine, and also Cameron Green. People expected more from them, but somehow as a unit, all these players also have not been managed to come up with good performances. Only 1 point in 3 games, that too because of that rain washout. So I think people are not so happy with the performance. That is one major point behind this, and obviously weather also played a crucial part today for this low attendance of crowd.
Devashish, going forward, are there any predictions of rain or showers?
Not really. As I said, that there is a chance of stars around 6:30, but it's almost 6:35. So I don't think I think it's pretty clear as I speak in front of the clubhouse. I'm standing in front of the clubhouse, so I don't see rain playing a spoil sport at least for tonight's game. So we might have a full game. We might have a full game. But fingers crossed. You never know.
Yes, absolutely. This time around, it's time for a full game because one, KKR need to go out there and turn their story around this season. Two, the fans need something to rally around, and three, Kolkata. I mean, Kolkata deserves a good contest without rain. The other thing is, I think last time around at this point it had started, there was thunder and lightning. So we knew it was going to be a bad day. This time around, that's not the case. So thankfully, are there any clouds around? What's going on?
No,
Hello?
Gargini, no cloud cover as of yet. Also,
Okay.
if you look at the weather predictions, no rain after this. I mean, once again, it's very unpredictable Kolkata weather at this point in time. But then, yeah, if you look at the weather forecast, if you look at the predictions, we no chance of rain going ahead, at least tonight.
Devashish, Kolkata and Manchester not too different from each other?
Rightly so, because it's kind of turning out to be like Manchester because 1 point there is sunshine, then the next moment you see heavy spells of stars. But definitely, all KKR fans would hope for is to not have any more rain, any further rain. Means obviously, you want to have wind under your belt. And obviously, the 1 point that they got was a bit lucky, I would say, because clearly, if Punjab had there been a five over a side game, Punjab would have won handsomely. But yes, that's the reason I think. And the biggest update that I'm going to share with you is Cameron Green marking his bowling run-up. So that's the big news coming up. Cameron Green marking the bowling run-up. So in all probability, we might see him bowl, but whether it's kind of a pressure from the franchise, you never know. Because yesterday, even the practice I did report, he did not bowl. He did not bowl one ball. Yes, match day -2, he did bowl. So it will be interesting if Cameron Green turns up as an all-rounder for tonight's game.
Yes, and Snehashi, the question that I want to ask you here is KKR have conceded 200 plus scores repeatedly now. Do you think this is a personnel issue, not personal, and personnel issue, or do you think this is more about execution and game awareness? And do you think Cameron Green bowling does he change, much for KKR at this point?
See, I think on paper this will be a good option for someone like Ajinkya Rahane as captain. That okay, at least I have someone like Cameron Green, the experience enough to bowl at least 2 overs. I'm not sure whether he will bowl 4 overs or not. That only time will tell. But at least on paper, I think that is a good option if he somehow managed to bowl today. But overall, from the bowling perspective, see, I think if you see the names that currently KKR have, again experience is not that much there, and considering the kind of pitches that currently we see in India, not only at Eden Gardens or somewhere, I am saying in general in India, you expect that the batting team will come and score around 200 plus. This has become a new normal. So I haven't I will not say that this is something that no one expected. Yes, the names that KK picked at the auction, if they would have been there, if Harshit Rana would have been there, I think picture could have been a little bit different because experience should have been there, and they have played this game, this tournament for last 3 4 years. They knows what to deliver at current situation. But if you see someone like Kartik Tyagi has not been regular in this tournament also. Right now, I think he has been good with the ball. If you compare other names, someone like Saini, even he has struggled in domestic cricket also. So I think considering the name that you have, I think it is not surprising that they are struggling with the ball. But again, I think for KK right now to win games, I think the batting needs to take more responsibility, especially the opening pair. I know that always there will be a criticism over the strike rate of Ajinkya Rahane, but to do well, for Ajinkya Rahane to do well, I think someone like Finn Allen need to score big. I think good start, some a big start like yesterday. See, when Josh Butler did well, it definitely helped someone like Shubman Gill to settle and then score those runs. So I think Finn Allen need to score big, and that will give KKR the a best kind of platform to do well with the bat, because otherwise I'm not seeing KKR doing well that much with the ball today also.
Some Gine Chune LSG fans I see over there. Actually, I remember I had watched the last, I think, IPL match that I watched at the Eden Gardens was RCB versus KKR. Snehashish, we had gone over there. Do you
Yes,
remember?
yes, yes.
And I think there were hardly any RCB fans over there, all RCB fans. How was that battle?
No, no. I think RCB fans are
Everywhere.
in big
They're
numbers. Yeah,
omnipresent.
I
They're
think
today.
CSK, RCB, and MI. These
Yeah.
three franchises fans
Yeah.
are everywhere.
You can see them
And
today as well. They're everywhere.
yesterday's game, there were RCB jerseys. And
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
what explains this?
I think the reason that you are seeing a handful of LSG fans is because of the owner is also from Bengal. Mr. Sanjeev Goenka, we all know, and obviously he will be definitely bringing in a lot of fans. Obviously, Mohan Bagan Super Giant is owned by Sanjeev Goenka, so for that reason, you can see at least 10% of the fans will turn up for LSG. Yeah, so that's guaranteed. That's guaranteed. You will see plenty of LSD jerseys inside the stands. Not only will be KKR fans. So yes, and also we might as well see Mohun Bagan super giant players. That has been the case whenever they played an IPL match here. So I don't know why are the LSD fans again returning back. Whether they are not allowed or what.
Maybe they went to the wrong gate, Debashish.
Wrong gate, I think. Yeah, they went to the wrong gate.
Jump,
They went to the wrong
jump.
gate.
They are not allowed because LSG. But Debashish, tell me, is Shah Rukh Khan coming? Maybe he can help get the, pull in the crowd a little bit. Start announcing that I'm coming to the game so that people finally
Enough,
start
enough,
coming in
enough.
big numbers.
Enough of Shah Rukh Khan. Yes, he has already witnessed what a dismal performance. Now, don't ask him to come every time because he has Anand Ambani's birthday to attend. Shah Rukh Khan has a lot more important work than watching KKR play. So please don't tell me that are you hoping for Shah Rukh Khan to come and watch KKR play? It's enough for him. He has witnessed what a dismal so KKR put in that 3.4 overs, and Xavier Bartlett taking the wicket of Cameron Green and Finn Allen. So it has been a disappointing performance so far. See, Gargi, there's no harm in losing. Any sport, you win some, you lose some. But the manner in which the Knight Riders have played so far in the season, at least the couple of matches and the washout game, that you won't feel confident. You won't feel confident. And so, yes, I think Shah Rukh Khan has made his presence for the season. I don't see him coming back. Even last season also he was. It is kind of a normal for him. Every season he comes once, but unfortunately it rained out, so he could not take a what you say lap round the stadium for not no, for not for the KKR fan but Shah Rukh Khan fan. Obviously, so but as I speak, Gargi, you can see at the back when you have been to Kolkata, you have covered IPL
Yeah.
matches, so many IPL matches. This is so bizarre. This is so bizarre. You can
Exactly.
hardly see any fans. I am nothing. The roads are empty. There are hardly any fans. It's only a handful of them. This is not what you expect of a KKR match at Eden Gardens.
There was a bigger turnout for associate nations in the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and obviously, one major reason is the performance of the team, and obviously the weather forecast.
Yeah. That makes sense. And it's a weekday as well. So it's difficult for fans to, take time off work. Oh no, that's too close. Take time off work and then find time to come to the game. So it's understandable. Not everyone has that time. Okay, let's talk about Lucknow Super Giants a little bit. Now, if we talk about their strengths, Mohor, obviously, if you look back on their two games, twice in the power play, they have reduced teams to around the 25-30 run mark. That is a big advantage. And if they are able to do that against KKR again, then KKR, do you think they have enough depth in their batting to, turn the game from there on?
Are
Yeah,
you
I
asking
mean,
me?
LSG's power play, was it for me? Okay. Yeah. LSG's power play bowling has been outstanding, I think, over the last two games. Mohammad Shami, this is literally his home ground. He's played here in domestic, so he knows the conditions, dimensions really well. So him, Prince Yadav, and everybody, whoever is bowled in the power play, they have been able to restrict the teams. They've been very economical. They've controlled runs and also they've been able to pick up wickets as well. So that's a plus for them. Yes, coming to if KKR is able to pull it, I think it's tough because if a Finn Allen or someone like a Cameron Green once again goes out for a very low score, I think it's tough for the rest of the batters to come in and pile up. Ankush Raghuvanshi can yes pile up a little bit of runs, but then again, as we noticed in the previous game versus SRH, a few silly mistakes, run outs, these things need to be avoided. If you look at KKR, of course, definitely the injury concerns have been a major reason why they've fallen. They've not been able to reach where they should have reached with this team. But also few silly mistakes, not being able to decide on the right combinations. Basically, it's all over the place. One day you decide one thing, the next day you decide something else. A few decision blunders. So maybe yeah, tonight if LSG perform really well with the ball, it's difficult for KKR to bounce back.
Snehashish, next question for you. Mohammad Shami looks in rhythm in this season, and he's going back to his home ground. This will be a very, very emotional affair here because, of course, it's his home ground, but at the same time, he has so much to prove and so much to win. Still, he spoke about this. I think in a recent event where he said that he still has so much devotion for domestic cricket. And if you look at the numbers in the last game, incredible.
Yes, absolutely. That is why you always talk about the importance of playing domestic cricket for every cricketer. Whenever if you have any time to play you have a chance to play the domestic cricket, any format. I am saying, be it red ball or white ball, just go there and try to play the game, and that will definitely will help you in going forward. And that only worked for for someone like Mohammad Shami. I think he has been superb in this IPL with the new ball. And see, considering the condition here right now, a little bit of breeze is also going. Considering the condition, if Mohammad Shami gets that new ball, and I think he will be dangerous to face for someone like Queen Allen and Ajinkya Rahane. See, in the last game also, Xavier Bartlett got those swing, and it ultimately helped him to get those wickets. Queen Allen and Cameron Green. So I think Mohammad Shami with the new ball will be dangerous under this condition. But for that, I think LSG need to win the toss, and obviously they need to opt to bowl first, because what I think that any team I think will win the toss and opt to bowl first. I think under this condition, I think that will be beneficial for any team. But for Mohammad Shami, I think he's looking like a man on a mission. I think he wants to prove everyone that there's a lot of cricket left on him. Obviously, for the last 1 year, we have been talking about that he should have been in the T20 team or maybe in the ODI team also, but somehow he's not getting picked despite performances inside Mustaq Ali. Ranji Trophy, I'm not even talking about, because in Test format, maybe the team is not thinking what we have seen so far in last 1 year. But in the white ball format, I think maybe he can get a consideration. But I think this IPL, he is on a man on a mission, and hopefully he would love to continue this form against KKR today in his home ground, we must say.
We were even thinking about Mohammad Shami ahead of the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. So the conversations around Mohammad Shami never die down, and certainly his cricket is not dying down. So it's going to be interesting to see what he will pull off tonight at home as well. Devashish, there is a question here: can Sunil Narayan play as an opener? What are your thoughts? Is that happening? Well, Devashish, do we have him back? No, you're on mute, Devashish. Unmute yourself.
Sorry. I won't say
Yes.
it's a bad idea because in this format you need to think out of the box, and it's not that Sunil Narine will be asked to open for the first time. He has opened in the past. He has scored in the past. He had an excellent strike rate, and the best part with Sunil Narine is that he won't waste deliveries. Either he will give you say 20 runs of 10 balls, or he will get out in 5 balls. So that's the best part of Sunil Narine. And obviously, if you look at the other teams, if you say a Rajasthan Royals or a Punjab Kings or a Mumbai Indians or a RCB, see every team has started has utilized the power play, which has not been the case for KKR. Yes, Finn Allen got those 20, some 25 odd runs in that last match before he eventually got out. So I think KKR team management needs to think something out of the box. But whether they will risk, it's going to be seen. But not a bad idea to send Sunil Narine up the order.
Snehashish, Nicholas Puran, he hasn't fired yet. What are your thoughts about him at number three? Number three, right? Yeah.
No, at
Four,
number
number four,
three,
number
Rishabh
three
Pant
front.
is playing. Yeah,
Yes,
at number
sorry,
four.
my bad.
Yeah, at number four.
Their
And
batting
sometimes
order
they're
has
sending
become
Ayush
very
Badami.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, their batting order
Yes,
has
yes.
become very
Too many
confusing.
changes in the lineup.
Yes, but absolutely, I can understand why you're asking this. See, I think in the last game, I think there are a lot of positive for LSG in terms of batting. Batting when it comes to obviously Markham scoring some runs. Also I think Mitchell Marsh also chipped in with some runs. Skipper Rishabh Pant also won that game. Managed to keep his calm and won that game, finish the game off. I think that will definitely give him some boost going into this game. I think the only point that they might be thinking to tick off still, I think the form of Nicholas Puran. We all know, 2 years back how dangerous he was with the bat. I think he was brilliant. The way he was, the consistency along with the 190 plus strike rate. I think that was superb the way he was batting that time. But unfortunately, if you see for the last 1 year, he has not been able to repeat those heroics. Across any formats, I will say, even in the domestic tournament or any franchisee tournaments also. So I think he's searching for that form. Maybe just a matter of one knock. KKR fans will hope today is not the day that Nicholas Puran brings another storm along with the storm that they are facing for the last 3 days. But but for LSG, I think they will be hopeful that the more quicker he gets his form back, I think that will be beneficial for them as a unit, because ultimately if you see the obviously the bowling unit is working, that is why it has been helpful for them as a team to clinch those victories. But with the bat, I think they are very much dependent on the form of someone like Aiden Markram, Mitchell Marsh, and Nicholas Puran. Then maybe Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant is the captain. Obviously, he needs to lead from the front with the bat. But I think when it comes to the impact, I think in terms of impact, and Nicholas Puran is one of the key batters. So I think they will be hopeful that maybe today is the day that they can see some good knock from Nicholas Puran.
Absolutely. There's someone here. Any injury concerns related to Varun Chakravarti? Well, according to Shomik Chakravarti in the 12 noon live that we did, uh, Varun Chakravarti did not have an injury. It was, a way of letting go Varun Chakravarti out off the playing 11 gracefully. Devashish, what do you have on this Varun Chakravarti's injury? There's no
He
injury,
did have
right?
an injury. He did
He
have
was.
an injury in his little finger, his little finger was
Ah,
taped.
okay.
It was heavily bandaged. It was heavily bandaged in last couple of days. He turned up for the practice session. Means obviously we should not jump to conclusion whether he was forced, but means obviously it's not fair also. Yes, he's under tremendous pressure, but I don't think. I think he has a genuine. But the good point is that Gargi, if you ask me, that injury is on his left hand, which is not his bowling arm. So he can easily play if need be as an impact sub. But obviously, definitely he will have problems fielding because he got injured while taking that catch, while trying to take that catch of Abhishek Sharma, where he injured his little finger of his left hand. So definitely, his left little finger of his left hand is still recovering, and that's the reason it is heavily bandaged.
Got it, Debashish. Thank you for the update. Let me ask a few more questions, and then we're 4 minutes away from the toss, so we'll find out what's going on. Snehashish, what do you think about Eden Gardens pitch? It's obviously batting heavy. Do you think that neutralizes, let's say, LSG's bowling impact on this wicket?
See, I think in the Eden track, I think it is very difficult for any bowlers, to come up and bowl economical spin. I think this will be a challenge for someone like him, for Mohammad Shami also. What I think, because if you see the bounce, because it's a very true bounce pitch, and if you see someone like Finn Allen, I think he loves that bounce. I think he loves to play his shots when there's a proper bounce from a pitch, and I think that is why if you see the way he started against SRH also, I think he was having a fantastic start. Unfortunately, he couldn't convert that start, but I think he had a very good start. So I think it will be a challenge for inform Mohammad Shami also. But I think the condition right now, if there have been no storm or no rain around, I think the condition would have been very different. I think that would have been not very helpful for the bowlers, for steamers. But right now, if you ask me the conditions, the rain forecast, everything, and the little bit breeze that is going on, I think that might help the steamer with the new ball, at least for the for the first 1 or 2 overs. So I think any team that will get the chance to bowl fast, I think they will like to take that advantage with the new ball bowlers that at least try for 1 or 2 wickets in the first 2 overs, because after that maybe there will be nothing for the bowlers. I think another high scoring game must be expected, because if you see, KKR also didn't bat it that well in the first game against SRH, but still they managed to score around 170, 180, right? So when you are not having a good day, still you manage to score 170 plus. So as a batting unit, if you somehow manage to stay there and actually handle those initial first 2, 3 overs, this pitch will definitely help you to get those 220, 230 run mark, and that can give your bowlers a little bit of more cushion when you are coming to bowl in the second innings. So I think again this will be a batting friendly track overall, I think, but considering the condition, maybe any team that will be bowling first, I think first 2 overs can help the Simmers with the new ball.
Absolutely. There's a question here. Raman is asking, according to the sources, Finn is bowling today. Is it correct? He will bowl today, right? He was marking his run
Yeah,
out.
there is a possibility.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
is a
yeah.
Devashish,
possibility of him.
just
Yeah.
Okay, all right. More, I'll go over to you now. If there is rain, if this is a shortened game, which team do you think has a better chance of winning?
LSG for sure. I mean, considering both yeah, of course, it's my home team, but yeah, still, if I have to answer practically, then of course LSG. For starters, whichever team wins the toss has to take the correct decision, because we saw last day it was a blunder. So if you, considering these conditions, if you win the toss, ideally you should be bowling first, because that's how you get the assistance. And yes, even if it's a stop start game, and I'm not going for a washout immediately, but even if it's a stop start game, I think LSG will have an upper hand, because considering the form that the two teams have been in, LSG look far more safe and secured as compared to the KKR.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll ask some final few questions before we get the toss update. If anyone has it, please let me know. But Devashish, I'll ask you about KKR's bowling at this point. There's a variety in the attack, but very little control. What do you think is missing from the bowling lineup?
Means obviously, if you compare the two bowling attacks, I think only KKR have only edge with regard to their spin department. With, because they have two world-class spinners in Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narine. Unfortunately, Varun and Sunil both had to miss the last game against Punjab Kings. But this game, Sunil is all set to make a return. He will definitely be playing. But Varun, I still have doubts. We'll get to know in 1 minute or so. before the toss happened. And talking about just look at the pace bowling department. They have a Mohammad Shami who spearheads the fast bowling attack. They have a Anrik Nokia. They have a Mayank Yadav who unfortunately will not feature in tonight's game. They have a Avesh Khan. They have a Mohsin Khan. They have a they have a Prince Yadav. So they have a variety of Indian fast bowling brigade, and to top it all, they have someone of the stature of Bharat Arun, who better than Bharat Arun to handle this pace brigade? Means obviously, if you are means obviously someone like a Mohammad Shami, his emergence in Indian cricket, or rather his success, revolves around Bharat Arun when he was the bowling coach of the Indian team. And I think that's been a great addition, because Bharat Arun was with the KKR franchise even last season. But I think that's a great addition to have in support staff for LSG, and also with the likes of Tom Moody, Kane Williamson, and obviously Justin Langer. I think their support staff means obviously they are also very experienced. So I think if you ask me, I just met Vinay Chopra, the CEO of the Lucknow Super Giants. He just told me just come quickly because Mr. Dr. Sanjeev Goenka is coming, and that's the reason I just had to come go near the gate where Mr. Sanjeev Goenka. We all know he has a ego. He definitely has a ego when it comes to playing KKR, because he belongs to Bengal. He's very much a son of Bengal. He wants LSG to win the contest against KKR. I would guarantee you, means if he was asked who is the only franchise he would fancy winning against, I think he will say KKR. Obviously, because and it means, but there you see that there's a lot of LSG fans who just walk past me. So as I said, there will be plenty of LSG fans today, and cheering for Mohammad Shamis particularly.
All right, so we have the toss update. It's LSG who have won the toss and chosen to bowl first. Rishabh Pant has said that there are no changes in the playing 11. On the other hand, Ajinkya Rahane said, we wanted to bowl first as well, but nothing is going in his favor, unfortunately. So, another bad start for KKR, but let's see if they can actually turn the script around, go out there and put on a good total. Snehashish, here on, what is your prediction? What do you think will happen before we have KKR's team update?
I think the first mini battle, I think LSG has won. They have won the toss and they have opted to bowl first. I think under this condition, as Devashita mentioned, the pace bowling unit that they have, I think they would love to take the new ball and bowl. So initially, the challenge will be for the KKR openers or maybe the top three batters to survive that spell. Initially first 2 3 overs, and then assessing the pitch, assessing the condition, then assess the whatever total that you need to put up on that board. I think see traditionally I think seeing the Eden pitch and all, you have to score more than 210. 210, 20, the minimum score that you need to put up. Need to give that much of cushion to your bowlers, considering the form of your bowlers. Because KKR bowlers are not going through a good patch of run of form. So I think to give that cushion, you need to score that more extra 20 30 run from the batting unit. That is why I was saying that earlier in the show that I think this time, right now, I think from KKR perspective, the batting needs to win the game for them, not the bowling. Obviously, for that, the batting needs to perform and need to score those extra 20 30 runs. So let's see how they perform. But for me, I think right now the toss is done and dusted. Now your batters need to come out, play according to the condition. Just don't come out and throw your bat. Assess the condition, respect the bowlers for the first 2 3 overs at least, and then assess the condition and put up the minimum score that you think that will be enough for your bowlers. But what I think that you have to score more than 210, otherwise it will be very difficult considering the batting lineup that LSG have, and also Dew will be a factor. I think going forward.
Mohor, your predictions for this? We don't have the team update from KKR yet.
Okay, my predictions would be, see, LSG already have an upper hand. They've already won the toss and they've chosen to bowl first. Anyway, in Eden Gardens, there's a record that the chasing team usually ends up on the winning side. But additionally, given the conditions and everything, they'll be bowling first. They have great pace bowlers, in the power play. And even last day we saw there was a lot of swing in these conditions. So I already know that they have an upper hand. But anyway, it's a game of T20 cricket. You never know what happens when. But for KKR to win, they have to take it very, very seriously tonight. And the openers need to fire. I think, according to me, they have to post a total of above something above 220, 230. I think that would be properly competitive, especially in these conditions. And also the fact that Dew, like Sneha mentioned, Dew will be a factor. Obviously, the ones chasing will have an upper hand once again. So 230 plus will be very, very crucial. Finn Allen has to fire, Ajinkya Rahane has to fire, and Cameron Green and everybody, they have to. Their bowling has not been their strongest suit as of now. So KKR has to depend on their batting order to get them going.
Okay, so we have an update. Sunil Narine is back in the playing 11, and Varun Chakravarti is still recovering from his injury. Sunil Narine comes in place of Blessing Muzarbani. So I'll read out the playing 11s. Kolkata Knight Riders, Ajinkya Rahane, Finn Allen, Cameron Green, Ankrish Raghuvanshi, Rinku Singh, Ramandeep Singh, Anukul Roy, Rovman Powell, Sunil Narine, Navdeep Saini, and Kartik Tyagi. Lucknow Super Giants, Mitchell Marsh, Aiden Makram, Rishabh Pant, Nicholas Puran, Abdul Samad, Mukul Chaudhary, Manimaran Siddharth, Avesh Khan, Mohammad Shami, Digvesh Rathi, and Prince Yadav. So that those are your playing 11s. Debashish, one more prediction from you, and then we can close the show.
I think it was expected. It was expected that Varun Chakravarti is carrying an injury. It has got nothing to do with his form. It's purely because of an injury that he has to miss out again consecutive matches. But yes, I think by picking Robman Powell, they have enough firepower in that middle order with Robman Powell's inclusion. I think not only he will give you those quick runs, but he can also bowl you the couple of overs needed. So I think it's a good addition to have, especially with Robman Powell, because he can, and now you have a Rinku Singh, a Ramandeep Singh, a Robman Powell. So there's plenty of firepower in that middle order, lower middle order.
All right, then. We can take your leave. Thank you so much, Debashish, Snehashish. Oh, everyone's rhyming. I just realized. Debashish, Snehashish, and Mohor. Thank you so much for joining. And to everyone who's watching, we'll be back at the end of the game. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there will be no rain tonight, no start stop, and things turn around for KKR because the fans need to come out and see them win. Anyone who showed up tonight deserve a win. So KKR, go out there and get your fireworks out. But thank you so much. We'll be back and stay tuned.